he's parking, but let's go. There he is, parking his Tesla. What's up? Yo. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. Before we get into the most awkward handshake, oh God, okay, and forgetting my cameraman's name. This is,
I'm Jake.
Jake, the homie. Let me explain what's going on here. I set up a day to try to get to know CHUSTA a little bit better. If you're a Utah homie, you already know him. But do you know why his Twitter got suspended? Ha! I got you there. You definitely don't know, so stick around to see that. Honestly, he has a lot of interesting insight on the Smash community, and he also drives a pretty fast car.
Okay, we gotta go.
Oh shit! Ah! What an interesting guy.
Okay, can I just...
Everyone knows there's a surefire method into anyone's heart, and this early in the morning, there is only one thing to do: breakfast. This is the perfect opportunity to break the ice. This will allow us to dive even deeper for when we get into the interview later on.
So, were you the one... Did you talk about Mob Psycho?
Oh,
Do you like
Psycho.
Mob Psycho? Why do
That would
you
be so
like
good
that?
for you, actually. Yeah.
Why
so,
I don't know
Mob
much about
Psycho?
it.
Have you seen One Punch Man?
I have.
Okay, so One Punch Man and Mob Psycho are like complete opposites of like the same coin, basically. They both have super overpowered like abilities or whatever. Then he like lashes out, and that's when he uses like his actual abilities and his powers and stuff. Because he's like a really shy kid in the start. Also, doesn't really animation, but it's like there's like so many different styles fight for like different ways of animating. Like they do.
Wait, what?
I think I was overwhelming him with my love of Mob Psycho. Let's move the conversation to something we can both talk about.
No Sakurai.
So that is really interesting, though. Imagine, do you think that would be better or worse? Let's say Smash Bros is free, but they have like you pay for skins or you pay for.
I would say that's better than their current thing.
Or
it's like
or you have a battle pass,
It's a
right?
slippery slope. Like
You pay for new
just
characters.
How much are like it really just goes down to like how much are they gonna lock behind a paywall?
I think the biggest thing that it would do for it would be to get people in that wouldn't normally get in. So
Yeah,
like
that's what
you
I would
think of
say.
like imagine if
Brawlhalla
like
is-
Spargo was playing and he couldn't buy Smash because he couldn't afford it because he's 14 or whatever, right?
Exactly. I think it's a good idea because like weirdly enough, one of Smash's like biggest competitors is Brawlhalla. Like they actually get way more viewership than us. And,
Really?
Yeah, way more. And they have like a bigger.
I know they have
player
bigger
base,
money in their tournaments. and
bigger
stuff.
money, everything. I
They
feel
have
like
The Rock in the game. I mean, come on.
they have the Rock.
The
in
Rock.
it. What else? They have like
They
weird
have like
characters.
Finn and Jake, The Rock.
They have
like
like Walking Dead characters.
Oh.
And it's free, so you can play it with your friends, and then you're automatically like familiar with it.
that's like the reason I found it.
Yeah.
Because it was free.
If Smash was free, bro, so many people would be playing it.
Yeah.
Now that the ice is adequately broken and stomachs full, we decided to head back to the studio, sit down with CHUSTA, and get to business. All right, so just say your name, your tag, and who you main in Smash.
I'm Danny North. My tag is CHUSTA, and I main Shulk. Naked Shulk.
Nice.
So basically, my friend came up to me one day before Smash Ultimate came out and was like, hey, like, are you super excited for Smash Ultimate? I was like, I don't know. It's kind of like a party game, right? Like, I played Smash 64, I played Smash Melee, and I always just saw the game as like a button mashing game. So I was like, it seems fun, but like not anything like that I would be interested in. And he was like, no, dude, like you can actually be competitive in the game in Smash. And I was like, yeah, right. Like, what do you mean? You're always just mashing buttons and someone wins and someone loses and you just random. And he's like, no, I'll show you. And he actually was the number 2 Smash 64 player at the time in Utah. He was like, let's play Smash 64 because this, again, Ultimate hadn't come out yet. So he was like, let's play Smash 64 and I'll show you. And so we played and he just destroyed me. Like I went home and like cried myself to sleep that night. Like it was just bad. From there, I was like, okay, I am interested. Like teach me. Like I really want to know how to get good at this. And now I want to play Smash Ultimate because I can see it's like a skill-based game. But I just got lucky that like Shulk was actually a good character. But so the reason why he looked cool was because his kit was just so interesting. He had the swords, but he had this like high risk, high reward, like Monado stuff. And I didn't know what it was, but it like looked really cool, really interesting. I know someone's going to say those aren't high risk, high reward. Like that, the whole point is like it gets rid of that.
And then where does Chusta, the tag, come from?
Oh yeah, Chusta. So I lived in Bolivia for a few years in South America, and in Bolivia, their indigenous language is called Quechua. And in Quechua, in the language Quechua, this guy kept telling me this joke, and in the joke he kept saying Chusta, Chusta, and like that was like part of the joke. And anyway, I was like, what does that mean? He's like, it means shut up. He's like, Chusta, Chusta. It's like a command, like to be like silence or shut up. And I was like, that word sounds so cool. And so when I got home, I just like started using that tag, like because before my tag was Dark Druid 24. Yeah, I just thought it sounded super cool, and so I just took Chusta.
So your tag is literally shut up.
Yeah, yeah. I just thought it sounded cool. Like I'm not trying to tell anyone to shut up, but
What was your craziest experience at a tournament?
Splash, I think, like hit a table or threw his controller at a table and it like knocked something over. But that was like, it was like just Splash Daddy being Splash Daddy, right? So it's like, it's nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay. How would you say that you fit into the Smash community?
I wanted to be pretty good, and I was training with Pixel for a while. I like to just try to be like kind to people, right? So like my motto, I like live by a motto. It's that nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care.
Let that sink in.
So there was that time where like I think it was Lenny like made the meme about me, like CHUSTA Supremacy or whatever, and
That was going to come in later, but we'll talk about it now. Can you explain CHUSTA Supremacy?
yeah. Yeah. So I think I don't even remember what it was. I think it was in response to something I had done, something nice or something, and so I think it was when Cerebro was like when she was like really sad and not wanting to come to tournaments because somebody was saying something like transphobic or something, or I think I can't remember the exact scenario, but I remember I was like, hey, like I will be by you, like I'll come to a tournament, and even if I don't enter, like I will like listen and make sure people are like not being jerks to you, and like that's like super important, that I want you to feel safe and I want you to come to tournaments. And I think that's when Lenny made this like meme that was like, I believe in CHUSTA Supremacy or whatever. And then that actually like it kind of got fine there, like it was kind of just like whatever there, like people, it was kind of popular. But it wasn't until I think Splash posted it later, because I think it was like Splash's birthday. I had bought him a sandwich for his birthday and DoorDashed it to his work or whatever. And so he posted it and put the I believe in CHUSTA Supremacy meme. And then that's when it just blew up everywhere. And everyone was like, CHUSTA Supremacy, CHUSTA Supremacy. And it was like, it's like fine, but you know, it's kind of weird. Like, I don't want to be like, oh yeah, like super egotistical, like, yeah, look at me. But at the same time, it's like cool. It's like, oh, okay, like people like me, you know, like it feels nice. But the big thing there is I was just trying to use that energy that people were like going to like CHUSTA Supremacy to be like use this energy to just like be kind or be nice to people. Like just like that's all I'm trying to do is just like be a good friend or be nice to someone or make someone feel safe in the community. And that's really like all like I think of when I think of like CHUSTA Supremacy is like just being nice and kind to each other, because I think we do a lot of like everyone, you know, there's like different cliques in Smash, and there's different like people talking behind other people's backs, and that like I do some of that too, you know, like I'm not perfect again, but
Everybody does that to an extent.
yeah, but it's like if you can just try to understand people, you really can like get to know them and understand like who they are, where they came from, and even the people that you think are like super toxic in Smash. Like I think like J-Fly has like a bad rap, like even Splash Daddy has a bad rap, Soldier First has like a bad rap of like people that just get mad and smash games or whatever, but all of them like have their own redeeming qualities.
Okay, so yeah, on the same topic as Splash Daddy, you guys go back and forth on Twitter occasionally. How real is that, and how much is it just like it's just Twitter kind of stuff?
Splash baby, unblock me, I love you. I need you back in my life. Splash blocked me. Why? What did I do to deserve this? Hashtag free Chusta, okay? If I ever like banter or like shit talk or anything to anybody on Twitter, like I don't think there's ever been a time where I've done that where I don't feel comfortable doing that, like where I know that person. So like I know, like I do this with Splash, I guess is what you've noticed. And I'll do it with like Speedy. Those are probably the main. Speedy's the main target just because like I know he can take it, and so it's just funny to just like poke at him. But yeah, not like none of it's like real, like Splash. So if he's like being like misogynistic or whatever, I'm like, dude, you're an idiot, and that's real. Like he is an idiot. Like I don't think it's funny when he does that, but at the same time, again, like Splash is just Splash, and you just kind of accept that. So I don't like have any ill will or harbor any hate or anything for someone like Splash, because I actually feel like I understand him, and like don't think of him as like the villain that like people think of him as in the Utah Smash community.
Free Chusta. Do you have any stories from your Twitter antics? Because you're very active on Twitter. I would say you're the most active on Twitter out of anybody in Utah.
So okay, isn't that stupid? I know. I have a job. I have a family. I have no time to do anything on Twitter, and yet I'm probably on there the most. Oh man, Twitter antics. I don't know. I know I say stupid stuff on Twitter, and I just kind of I'm okay with it. Like I don't like if you guys think I'm stupid because I say stupid stuff on Twitter, I know that, so it's fine. You can think that. I don't know. I don't have any like story. What's a good Twitter story?
Why did your Twitter get suspended?
I was gonna
we
say,
need to have the full story. You've been so vague about it.
This was the whole drama with the like circling people's names and being like, I hate this person.
So
right?
Okay, for people at home, Pops, which is my friend, he got a little bit salty after a tournament, and he started talking shit about Land King people, and he circled some people that he didn't like or that he thought like kind of ruined the experience.
Yeah, which is totally valid, by the way. Like Pop's experience is completely valid. Like I understand where he's coming from. I also understand where people don't agree with him. But Pops is under the CHUSTA protection program.
Yeah, he's also my homie. I don't know. I felt like it was just like probably a bad time for him, and so he like did something basically.
Yeah,
that's how I feel.
Yeah, so he like just circled some names of people that he felt like were toxic, which were generally like you could see how those people would give really bad impressions, or if you're not in their circle, that they wouldn't be like warm or nice to you, It's
easy to misunderstand those people.
Yeah, and some of them are, like more, I think I'm like sure like J Fly and Splash and those people were like circled, and like Splash, those guys really come off like pretty strong. And maybe even Tibbs or something. Like Tibbs was super, Tiberius was like really, I was like scared of him at first, but then when I got to know him, I'm like, he's actually really nice. He's just super blunt and really like kind of says it straight to you straight. Anyway, so people were going around and like they were just memeing on it, and they were circling people's names, and Spicy was like, I think Red K posted something like, I'm just glad that I'm not good enough to be on these hate lists. And then Spicy was like, no, I hate Red K, and so I went overboard. I don't even say, I'm like embarrassed, but
you have to say it.
I can't.
You have to.
I'll have to find the email.
You got an email?
Well, yeah, because I got suspended. They said this is what you got suspended for.
You got to look it up. We're pausing. He's looking it up.
I gotta find it. I'm not. Twitter. Let's see. We gotta find when they emailed me.
All right, here it is.
I have to bleep half of this out.
Who cares?
YouTube or whatever. Like,
this is a world's first. The true story of how Chusta got suspended.
Okay. So let me preface this. So I said, you shut your mouth. You lay one finger on Red K. So help me, I will slit your throat and gouge your eyes out.
That's okay. I get it. That's violent.
It was violent, but it was a joke, right? Like I'm not actually gonna hurt Spicy. I'm not actually, he's not gonna hurt Red K. It was a joke, but I went like ham. I just went in on it because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. This is how people talk when they swear, right? It was too much. I recognize that. But what I didn't think about, and I never would have done this if I had thought this is against the Twitter terms of service, right? Like this is a threat of violence, like a very physical threat of violence. So then literally 2 minutes later, I get this email from Twitter saying, your account has been permanently suspended. Here's why. They send me the thing and I go, oh no. And I think like, oh man, like this sucks. It's not even like a 3-day suspension, 7-day suspension. It was literally a permanent suspension. And it's like, you can appeal here, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, man, I'm going to appeal. They're going to read this message and be like, yeah, this dude's not coming off of this. Right. And so I felt so stupid.
What do you like? What left with your Twitter account? Like, what did you lose from losing your Twitter account?
Well, so my Twitter account so I made Twitter because I'm a software developer. That's what I do for work. So I made Twitter as a like way to connect with other software developers. So when I started it, I actually created it as like my work, like personal account. But then I got more integrated into the Smash scene. And then I just communicated with basically just the Smash group. So what I lost there is I lost like my kind of my professional like network with that. But at the same time, I was like, this is probably a good thing because these guys probably see me and like see me saying stupid stuff on Twitter to like these like high school or college kids, and they're like, what is this idiot doing, right? Because I'm like I followed you because I thought you were like a cool professional, you know, like dude, and now you're just saying dumb stuff to kids on Twitter. Twitter, don't watch this video.
Mr. Twitter, please. Utah, I don't know if it's just Utah Smash or Smash in general. I think it's just Smash in general, but we have a very like young demographic. How do you feel being like outside of that demographic? Like you said, it's like kind of high schoolers and college kids. And then you were how old?
Yeah, I'm 30.
I don't want that old ass around me.
Almost 31 in July.
You old ass
Dinosaur.
Dinosaur. So yeah, I'm definitely one of the oldest. I think there's like one person that I know of that's older than me in the Smash scene, and I can't even remember who they are. They're in some other region of Utah. So like of the people I interact with, I'm the oldest, and that is really interesting. So the big thing there, I think, is that just my stage in life is really different from everyone else's. So like I have a very stable job. I've been working in this industry in like as a software developer for like 6 years now. So I graduated a long time ago. I have a family. I have a wife and 2 kids, right? And so we just do things very differently. I've gone to a lot of therapy. Therapy's good for people, right? Like these are things that like I think like learning to manage your emotions and learning what you can do to be in like relationships and have solid, stable relationships. Like that's a lot of things emotionally that I've learned and had to learn how to mature and to get different. So sometimes, especially like the top players, generally, it's like really hard to connect with them because I want to play with them and I want to connect with them. But they really just care about Smash. And this isn't everybody, right? This is just a generalization of top players. And so then it's like hard to connect with them on a different level. I think the person that I've been able to connect with the most is like Marco.
Is he's the snake Mamba?
Yeah, Mamba. Yeah, Mamba. And so Marco is like more, he's like he has he's been working at his job for a little while. He just got a new promotion. Shout out to Marco. Congrats. Working as a manager at LinkedIn now. But like I've been able to talk to people. There's some people, but it's just kind of like it's hard to make like real connections and just kind of like different when you're like, hey, I have to consider these things. Also, it made it really hard when I wanted to like grind and get good because I'm trying to balance my job, I'm trying to balance my kids, and then I'm trying to balance like hanging out with my wife, making sure we're doing enough stuff together, and that she's not like resenting me for like doing all this Smash stuff, right? Because that's like a real thing you want to balance in a relationship is like how much time do you spend, and And so that was really hard, but that's where like I turned to like using the resources I have available to me that other people wouldn't maybe. So like I had Pixel training me, and I would pay him to train me. And like Pixel's a super good player, and I'm like, look, I don't have the time to figure this stuff out by myself. So, but I do have money, right? It's like, yeah, it's like, so that money is less important to me in my stage of my life than like figuring out like the extra time that it would take to learn this stuff by myself.
Yeah, and it'll cost you either time or money, and like you have all your time spent already.
Yep. Connecting with people is a little bit different in the Smash community. We have like, you know, I'm good friends with a lot of people, but we don't do stuff like out. I'm not saying we can't.
Do you think part of the drama of Smash is the age?
Yeah, I mean, part of it is just the competitive nature of it, but yeah, I do think that having so many disparate ages, especially like when you start including like minors, like that's like hard to have like minors integrated into a community. And there's some weird stuff that has happened and can happen when you're like, hey, this minor, this like 15-year-old is super good at Smash, so I want to get really good with them. But then now that's like really weird, you know.
Yeah,
start getting that stuff. But the fact that you have different age ranges, and I do think that like a level of maturity will happen as you grow older and get more wise and learn more life lessons. But I think you're gonna still get drama in any other community. I think the smaller and more tight knit the community is, the like less drama you'll have.
Okay, yeah, I could definitely see that.
Because like they know each other better, so they know like even if they hate this person, well, they know that person, so it's not that big a deal. Or just saying like you get those misunderstandings, and the biggest thing I think for that is just really not understanding someone else. And that's why I feel like I can generally connect with a lot of people, and because I can understand like where they're coming from. And so if you just take some time to like really understand where like why someone is doing something, or why someone is, you know, like I remember, I think like I love Sunny T. I've never met Sunny T. He seems like he's like so awesome, and like he always posts about his like business stuff, that he's business school stuff, and he's like so proud of it and everything. But
have you seen his website?
No.
He made a website for himself that's like kind of like a resume. It's pretty cute.
Yeah, like he's just like a cool guy trying to do cool stuff, right? Yeah. But at the same time, I know he's been in like Discord servers, like shit talking so many players, and like everyone, you know, there's like other people that know that, and then they like share it, and then it becomes this whole drama of like, oh, Sunny T's super toxic and Sunny T this, and I'm like,
I did not even know that.
Yeah. See, but it's like when you don't like have that kind of like other connection, or when you don't like talk to them or see them just as like a human, and you just see them like, you just kind of get in these weird situations where people hate each other, and they don't like this person, or they don't like that person. And it's just like, it's really just like getting to know them.
I completely agree. The same thing happened with me and like J-Fly. I think before I played with him at all, it was just kind of common consensus to like new people, or like people that don't talk to him, that he's kind of like an asshole.
Yeah.
But then I played with him, and I was like, dang, this guy's really cool. And then I thought like someone told me he was shit talking me. So then I just approached him and I talked to him about it, and then we resolved it. And he's cool. He's the homie.
Yep. And I'd tell J-Fly, like he would say stuff to me, and I can't remember what he said. He said something like he had just beaten me. And he said something, and it was like super like jerk in immature. And I was like, dude, I know he doesn't mean this from a mean place, but like the way he's saying it is just like comes off as an asshole. And so I told him, I said the same thing. I'm like, dude, see, this is why people think you're an asshole, because you say stuff like that. And he's like, what?
Exactly. He's like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah. He's like, I didn't mean it like that. I was just trying to blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I get it. Like, I know that. But like, you need to like, you just got to watch when you say stuff like that, because that's how people take it.
But you're like very supportive of LGBT. That's kind of how like CHUSTA Supremacy started. Where does that come from? Is there anything in your life or someone that you've known that has sparked this support in you?
That's a good question. So like I said earlier, I grew up super religious, and I grew up in Southern California. And I remember when I was like 14, we had like Prop 8, which was this law that California wanted to pass that was like anti-gay marriage. And it was this.
What year was this?
It would have been in the 2000s sometime. I remember watching these videos, and people would say like they would be like no on Prop 8, and they'd say like fuck hate, like because it was like that's what it was. And I remember seeing that and being like, oh, these people, like they're crazy. Like they think what we're trying to do is like hate on them, and we're hating on. But I'm like, we're just trying to like defend the sanctity of man and woman marriage, right? Like that's how like we were like. That's how like we saw it is and how I was like taught is like marriage is between a man and a woman, and like we're going out and we're rallying and we're holding these signs and people are throwing coffee at us and stuff, and I was all like, man, these guys are crazy, like no wonder why we're trying to stop this, right?
Oh my God.
So but like this is how I grew up.
I know, I completely understand, like that's like your setting, that's what it is like at that point.
And so like now when I look back, I'm like, I was insane. Like these leaders were teaching me to like what is wrong with gay marriage? There's absolutely nothing wrong with it at all. Like who are we stopping? Who are we hurting by letting gays like get married? It's like they're not hurting the sanctity of the man and woman marriage. Like they can still get married. No one cares about them, right? Like has nothing to do with that. And so as I grew older, and I just kind of over time realized like I used to be super like Peter Priesthood, Molly Mormon, whatever you want to call it. Like I would judge people for drinking or for watching a rated R movie, and I would like judge them for like I'd see girls running out in their just workout clothes, and I'd be like, why aren't they wearing their garments with the workout clothes? Like
they need a dress to their knees. Or not knees, ankles.
Yeah, but I was bad. I was like the worst of them. And so the thing is like what I learned is that it's not one instance, it's not one thing that like triggers it or changes something. It's slow over time, realizing like, okay, just talk again. This is like one of those things where you just talk to people, you just get to learn their story, just get to understand them. And so like talking to people who are gay, or talking to people who are lesbian, or talking to people who were bi or whatever, it's just like they're just normal people just trying to live their life, enjoy their what they're trying to, just trying to live and enjoy their life just like anyone else. So it's like, what right do I or the government or anyone have to stop them from living their life and enjoying it? Like who is it hurting other than like what the Bible says it's hurting, right? And it's like, you can believe in the Bible, that's fine, but that has that shouldn't have any relevancy to what the law of the land is.
And like how you treat other people is like the biggest thing for like me.
And that's exactly, that's basically what it boils down to, is like when you just treat people like they like just with kindness, it really just is like so easy to be like, why do I care? Like the people the people who are worried about gay sex think more about gay sex than gays do, okay? Like
that's the best quote.
Right? It's like you're more worried about putting in someone's butthole than I am.
Straight up. Do you have any close friends or family who are LGBT? We have a bunch in the Smash community, but like anybody outside of that who's like maybe helped with this realization?
I don't know. I've had different friends throughout my life that I enjoy. I think having being in the Smash community has actually helped me a lot with like getting to know transgender people and non-binary people. I remember like when I met Ty, it was really hard for me to not say he, like he this, he that. But I would correct myself every time because I had never met someone who had a they them pronoun. And now it's just so natural because I've been around Ty so long. I'm like, it's just them, right? Like that's who they are. And it's something that I think, and Ty was great about this because I would say, oh yeah, this, he, this. And I would say, oh shoot, like Ty, I'm sorry, I meant they. And Ty's like, that's fine. That's like all I ask. Like you don't have to be perfect. Just like recognize that you made a mistake and correct it. And so I think that is super helpful for people that are trying to understand LGBT and especially like the trans community and different pronouns and stuff like that, is being like gracious. And I know it's hard. It's like such a hard thing because it's like they want to be identified. They want to be seen as this way. They don't want to be like have to be thought of. Like I'm sure Ty doesn't anyway, like you know what I mean. Like yeah, it's so complicated because from both sides they just want to be accepted and they don't want to have to correct people. And but at the same time, it is helpful when you have that grace and you can be nice about it. Because if Ty was a total jerk about it, I still like me personally, I would have been like, okay, that's my fault. But other people might be like indignant and be like, oh,
Like, fuck you.
yeah, like, oh well, I'm trying to care, so what, and it's like that's the wrong way to think about it in general. But also when you give grace to those people and like help them understand, hey, actually it's they, them. And I think we can do our part now as well to help those people, to correct them as well, like so that the non-binary or trans people don't have to do the correcting. And I think it'll get better and better over time. But the Smash community has definitely helped me because that's like the biggest circle where I see a lot of more of that. And it's just been awesome. I've been appreciative of that to get more comfortable and to help my family and friends see. So I don't have any like specific like people that I'd want to like call out for that, but
Yeah, okay. When I think of CHUSTA Supremacy, I think of your taste in anime.
Okay.
So I feel like maybe when you agreed to do this, you probably thought I was going to talk about Jujutsu Kaisen at some point. Because like that's like the most interaction we've had on Twitter is like we both don't like Jujutsu Kaisen. But what are your top 5 anime?
Okay, number 1, Attack on Titan, Gurren Lagann. I grew up, the anime I've watched the most is actually Full Metal Alchemist.
Brotherhood or just the original?
The first one. So I watched the original one probably like 10 to 15 times.
What the hell?
Let's see. So I love Hunter x Hunter. After that, like Demon Hunter is kind of like a mid. It's anime story wise, I think, or Demon Slayer. Sorry, but I love Tanjiro and Nezuko so much. I just love that character dynamic, and so that has to be up there just because of that, and plus how beautiful the animation is.
Tell me about the fam.
The fam. We got Kylie. She's my wife. We've been married for is that like 8 years? 8 years now.
Dadgum.
Yeah, 8 years now. And then I have a 4-year-old, almost 5. Her name is Luna. I love her so much. She's so sweet. And then I have a 3-year-old. She just turned 3, little Sapphire. She's like a kind of like just a spunky girl.
Is that a Steven Universe reference?
Yes, actually. So Luna's name actually came because I love the moon. I'm obsessed with the moon, and Luna in Spanish is the moon. And then Sapphire, I remember I had actually met someone at one of my previous jobs. Her name was Sapphire, and I was like, your name is incredible. Like I remembered it forever. And so I like pitched it to my wife because I also was like, oh yeah, Steven Universe, Sapphire.
Do you think your kids will grow up to be pro gamers?
Yeah. Okay. So this is actually kind of funny because I remember when we knew we were pregnant and like we were gonna have a kid. I remember thinking like, oh man, I really hope that my kid's a boy because then I can teach him how to play video games. And right. So remember, this is how I was. And then I kept thinking about it. I was like, wait, that's so stupid. Like, they don't need to be a boy to learn how to play video games.
I love the CHUSTA like character development.
Yeah, I've had a big character. If I had met myself 7 years ago, I was still like a nice dude, and you could get along with people. But those are the people that I just absolutely hate now. Like, I don't know how I made such a big change, but that's just the kind of mentality I grew up in, and was like, I'm glad I got out of that. Anyway, so like I was like, oh, I hope it's a boy so I can teach him video games. And then as I thought about it more, I was like, you know what? Like that has nothing to do with anything. I can teach a girl to play video games and she can be just as awesome, right? And I was like, this is so cool. So once I like thought about that, and once we were gonna have a girl, I was like, yeah, it's like, this is so cool. So I'm excited. She plays games on her phone. She's good at that. I've been trying to get her to get better at a controller. I think I just need to like practice more with her because she could figure it out at her age now.
Hey guys, you for watching this video. I hate viewer retention. Anyways, if you're a Utah homie, let me know who you would like to see in the next interview. I might around and make it a cute little series. Subscribe and watch my other videos. Thank you to CHUSTA. Kisses. Okay.